Now for our feature story of the day. VanEck issues a $300,000 Bitcoin price target. He was just recently interviewed. And shout out Satwise Jenks. Welcome to the Hodl Gang. This gong strike is for you, brother. But yeah, family, the CEO of VanEck, the $90 billion asset management giant here in the States, says Bitcoin is going to $300,000 per coin. I watched the interview. Here's a short clip of it, but I'll just tell you the highlights. He ultimately says he believes Bitcoin will overtake gold, and by the time Bitcoin takes or overtakes half of gold's market cap, total market cap of gold right now is roughly 17 trillion. What's half of 17 trillion? Maybe 8.5 trillion. So by the time Bitcoin hits an 8.5 trillion market cap, he says Bitcoin will be $300,000 per coin by then. Then the interviewer asks, why do you say when Bitcoin hits half the market cap of gold? Why didn't you say a quarter or all of the market cap of gold? And he said, well, if I was a Bitcoin maximalist, and not saying that I'm not, I would say it's going to overtake gold, obviously. But I'm just being very modest and very, what's the term? Like under promise, over deliver is ultimately what he was hinting at. So he's ultimately saying, let's just keep it easy peasy. Bitcoin will easily surpass 300,000 by the time it's 8.5 trillion market cap. And I agree with that. But let's dive a little deeper because VanEck has been bullish on the Biddy for quite some time. Global investment management giant VanEck has reissued a $180,000 price target for Bitcoin at the peak of the current cycle. In the latest Bitcoin report, in which they published November 21st, 2 days ago, they said the digital asset, Nathan Frankovitz, the digital asset analyst, said the next phase of the crypto bull market is only just beginning. They predicted that an increasingly friendly regulatory environment of the U.S. and growing institutional interest could catapult Bitcoin to a price of 180 Gs within the next 18 months. Like many other market pundits, the analyst credited Trump's election victory as the primary catalyst for the move and has seen the price of Bitcoin reach as high as 99.9 in the last 24 hours. I said it before, I'll say it again, broskies. I got 99 problems. Bitcoin isn't one. And at this time, we got Bitcoin still maintaining at roughly 98,000, literally 2% from capturing the 100,000 milestone, which could happen any moment now. The analyst shared as of November 11th, Bitcoin entered a new phase where funding rates on perpetual future contracts exceeded 10%. Quoting them here, this shift points towards stronger short to medium term momentum as historically elevated funding rates have been linked to higher 30-90-day returns, reflecting heightened bullish sentiment and demand. However, they noted that the funding rates remain elevated. The market begins to shift into a phase where investors eyeing the longer-term returns over 1 or 2 year time span becomes unfavorable. Quoting them here, on average, purchasers made on days when funding rates were above 10% began underperforming at the 180-day mark, which this trend has become even more pronounced over the 1 and 2 year periods. Several analysts expect Bitcoin to be trading at a price of 100,000 any moment now, including your very own JV and Nipsey, the one and only. But let me know your thoughts, and when do you think Bitcoin will hit 300,000? When do you think Bitcoin will realistically hit a 7.5 trillion market cap, or 8.5 trillion for this sake, half the current market cap of gold? I personally think by the time we overtake gold, we'll be soaring in the 7-figure range, especially with the United States of America adopting Bitcoin as a strategic reserve with Trump at the helm, as we shared as a prediction in yesterday's podcast. But let me know your thoughts, family, and welcome to the Q&A segment of the live stream. We got 1,225 folks watching here live and in the flesh. There's your opportunity. Get any of your questions answered. And just FYI, the comments you see in the video are coming from the YouTube stream. Yes, we're streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube, but the comments in the video come from the YouTube. So I encourage everyone to visit the YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod.